Well, my mother was a feminist since the age of 3. She taught me 2 things. One is that I could do anything, and someday I will. And 2 is that I had to give back. Everyone's got an obligation to give back to the community.
The other inspiration that I had in my life was my grandmother, who was born in 1888, went to college, and graduated in 1907 from Mount Holyoke. That's Lucy Mae Stoughton. So that was her graduation picture in 1907. All my life I've seen pictures of her with her banners and her white dress, and the women from Mount Holyoke back in that day in the early 1900s were quite radical. To think that these women then knew it was so important to be involved politically and have a voice. So I've always used her for my inspiration to move forward, because I think how difficult it must have been for women who were college educated and yet couldn't vote.
Well, my mom and her sisters had a wonderful saying, "Let me live in the house by the side of the road and be a friend of mankind."
The power of the many is huge. And if we band together and support each other and give our money to make our sisters' lives better, then we'll be successful.
As a daughter of a 14-year-old mother, and as a retired correctional warden, throughout my life, I've encountered many girls and women whose dreams were broken as a result of drugs, abuse, and exploitation by others. So I have no doubt in my mind that the work and the financial impact of the Women and Girls Fund to remove these types of societal barriers to preventing women and girls from achieving their dreams and creating a positive life is creating meaningful, life-changing opportunities that are transforming women and girls from victims to victors.
20 years in of the Women and Girls Fund has brought so much to our community, from small interventions through grants to bringing women together to learn and experience, speakers coming into our community, to have the opportunity to be with each other and draw on each other's strength. All around the focus of raising funds to truly impact the situation of women and girls.
We've had a few grants that have allowed us to go into those schools, because we're talking about ending domestic violence. Prevention is such an essential part of that. Going in, starting the conversation at a young age, starting to get them to start recognizing what red flags are of abuse, being able to have that funding to start that conversation has been really helpful.
So when they're in the hospital has to decide, what are we going to do for this aftercare for this person? And often the choice is, once they're stable enough, to come home with some additional help. And that's where we've been able to call on this grant. This has really helped women come home, finish their rehabilitation, and be healthy at home.
So that's why it's great to be a part of the Women and Girls organization and partnering, because we get introduced to people that we then can reach out to. STEPS is a support network, and that's what we do. And when those issues arise, then we go to those who are experts in the field, and we have them to assist us.
The partnership, the collaboration, the grants, we could not do this work alone. We cannot be in silos. The best impact is to have all of your partners working together to make our victims whole. to help our children. It takes a village, it takes a community to do this together. We could not do it without the Community Foundation, without your help, your commitment, your passion for us.
Building collaborations, building partnerships, as you said, more friends in the family, it helps everyone. You uplift girls, you uplift women, and you uplift communities. That's what happens.
It's possible that the Women and Girls Fund has gotten the strength and grown where it has because of that collective thought that, together we can do a heck of a lot more than any of us could do separately, and that we all have an obligation. And until everything that we need to do is done and funded, we have to keep going.
Women have a tendency to run themselves down, or they don't have confidence in who they might be or what they think. And I just want to say, you're an important person. You should have faith in yourself. You're smart, you're strong. Go for it.
It's the same that my mother told me. You can do anything. You can do absolutely anything. You have limitless strength within you. You have limitless power within you, and you will never know all that you can achieve until you try.
Withdraw your need for external sources of approval and anoint yourself with your own approval. Never listen to anyone who tells you the odds are against you. Speak up for yourself and ask for what you want. And be patient with change and never give up.
I think that misogyny and gender discrimination is so ingrained that it's almost invisible. So we forget how few rights women had for thousands of years, and that just ended a little while ago. And so much of that is seeped into the culture, not just here but worldwide, that we don't even see it. And that's a barrier, and it's an invisible barrier, and so harder to fight.
I just think that the Women and Girls Fund and the people that serve are really phenomenal, very dedicated individuals that are really in for the long haul of changing lives and making a difference in those lives of our young women of all ages, and the community as well. So I feel very privileged to be here today and to be a part of their initiative.
You're committed to the cause, and you'll always be there. Consistent funding has helped us in a major way. We went from one classroom serving 20 girls to now having 8 sessions a week, 7 employees, more communities. So you've helped us in a major way to grow and to be the organization that we are today.
I'm not known for one word. I like to think of the Women and Girls Fund as being zealous. We're on the issues, and we're going to move forward aggressively to make zealous change in southeastern Connecticut.
It's always going to reach higher. It's never going to stay stagnant. It's always going to help more people and grow and get bigger and better, and I'm just so happy to be part of it.